Hi, I'm Jane O'Reilly, and this is Ageless. I'm 40, and my life is just getting started. I'm here to share real talk and real experiences about how to live life ageless. Nothing's off the table. You know the vibes. Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to Ageless. I am here with you today, and I am doing a solo, and I just wanted to check in with you guys and just give a little bit of a life update since the last time I've done a solo. And from what I remember of what I shared last, I was about to move and that whole situation fell through. And I feel so grateful because something so much better showed itself. And Paul and I moved into a new place. I'm still here in San Diego. And we are so happy. We've been in the place for about 2 months. And like I said, I couldn't be happier. So that is the first update. And then I pulled cards this morning, and I pulled a card that spoke directly to what I needed to hear today. And it was so beautiful. So I wanted to share it here with you guys. And it's from my Money and Law of Attraction card deck. So it says this: it comes not by magic, but by universal law. Start telling a better feeling story about the things that are important to you. Do not write your story like a factual documentary, weighing all the pros and cons of your experience, but instead tell the uplifting, fanciful, magical story of the wonder of your own life and watch what happens. It will feel like magic as your life begins to transform right before your eyes. But it is not by magic. It is by the power of the laws of the universe and your deliberate alignment with those laws. I needed this card so badly because in the last 2 months, I have felt like I've been swimming in shallow water. And I pulled another card this morning that really showed me that. I feel like I've been swimming in shallow water. Everything has just been flat. Like everything in my life has felt flat. And I haven't really felt purposeful. I haven't felt vibrant. I haven't felt like the best version of me. And even though I seek goodness on a daily basis, every morning I do spiritual work and I dive really deep, I just felt like I was coming up short every single day. And I have a higher power. I go to my higher power. I ask for help. And this morning I woke up feeling rejuvenated. I feel like I'm back in my own skin. I feel like I have purpose today. I have vision. And it really inspired me to jump on the microphone and do this podcast. So what's come to me in the last couple of months, like as I've been feeling flat, I've been trying to reinvent myself, I guess you could say. I felt like I've been reinventing who I am as a person, what I'm trying to put out into the world. I've actually... I think I've teased this on social media, but I have rewritten all of my fitness programs and have created one full program, and it's called the Ultimate Body Transformation Programs. And if you're familiar with my programs, I used to have a 8-week fit program that you would do in the gym, and a 6-month sport program that you would do in the gym, and an 8-week fit home program so you can do workouts at home. But now I have realized that the best results really do come from a gym environment and certain equipment. So I've just taken everything and created this 6-month program, and it comes with nutrition. So what I believe is the best diet for most people is a carb cycling diet. So it's my carb cycling diet. I have a non-restrictive diet. I've got gluten-free, dairy-free. I've got vegetarian. So it hits every point. I give supplementation recommendations for fitness, especially, and a grocery list of all the things that I would recommend in a carb cycling diet that are safe to eat. And by the way, I hate the word diet. I can't believe I've said it so many times in a row. I like the word plan. So a carb cycling plan. And all that means in a carb cycling diet is that on days that you're training harder. So for me, that would be leg day, that would be back day, that would be chest day. Those are the days that I'm pushing more weight. I'm doing more compound exercises where I'm using more muscles in my body to do an exercise. On those days, I would crank up the calories and the carbs, not by much, but more, and then bring the carbs and calories down on days that I'm doing maybe upper body, like shoulders, or I'm doing a triceps or biceps day, something lighter, or I'm having an off day, I'm having a rest day. Or if I'm just doing a hike or just an activity, something like that, then I'm not going to increase my carb and calorie intake. I'm going to lower it. So that's carb cycling. And what it'll do is on your refeed days, which are your higher carb and calorie days, you are boosting your leptin hormone. And what that does is it's going to give your metabolism a boost. And so you're going to burn calories at a higher rate. So it's kind of like an incinerator, and who doesn't love that? So that's how carb cycling, that's just that's my quick Cliff Note version of carb cycling. So that diet plan is included in the programming, and then you get the accountability with me. So I used to have a membership program directly on my website on janeariley.com, but my programs are going to be available, or program. Oh, and also you get a 3-month Ultimate Abs included in the Ultimate Body Transformation Program. So I forgot to mention that. So it's 6 months of programming in the gym, it's nutrition, and it's 3 months of abs. So that is that's coming out here soon. Like I said, I'm going to be launching it on a brand new platform. I can't give away any information yet, but it is coming, and I'm super excited. And it's gonna be great. This new platform is just what the world needs, and when I am able to share more about it, I will, but just know that the programming will be available. I've worked really hard and I'm so excited. So that's what I have been doing in the last couple months. But also I started the program again myself. So I was sick, and I think you can probably hear it in some of my interviews. I had bronchitis for a month. And that was a huge drag. And for that entire month, I was only able to work and rest, and that was it. So I got away from my workouts, and my dieting kind of went in the toilet. Just my eating altogether, because it was just so sporadic. I was just feeling so lousy. And the only thing that I wanted to eat for the first couple weeks of having bronchitis was ice cream, because my throat hurt so badly. So I was literally just living off of ice cream, and just everything just fell apart for me. So I decided, as I was writing the programming, I'm like, I should start from the beginning and do this myself. So that's what I've done. I'm in the second phase of my programs, and I forgot how much I love them. So I'm doing it right now. And I love the process. I love the process of transformation. I have started over in many areas of my life many times, as I'm sure many of you have, or maybe you haven't. But for me, I start over quite a bit. So I feel like I'm starting from scratch with my body and building strength again, and just getting to, I have results in my mind that I want to achieve, but I'm being patient with myself. I am realizing that I'm breaking new ground. I am building muscle is not easy. The beginning stages are hard. It takes work, it takes determination, it takes internal motivation. And that is what I've been experiencing lately, because like I said, I've been waking up every day feeling so flat. And, I'm an introvert extrovert. And when I become introverted, I don't have the lines of communication that I would normally have. I don't have like connections in a huge social setting. I just want to be at home and have a lot of quiet and not really have to share too much. And that's where I think it has gone a little wrong for me, because spending too much time introverted is, if you're also an extrovert, it makes you feel like, or it makes me feel like something's wrong. And what has come to me through the last couple weeks is, you just have to be patient with the process. There's some sort of detour going on right now. You're not feeling like your best self. You're not feeling like you have a lot to offer. You're not feeling like you're contributing much to the world. And it has almost put me in a depression, but I've caught myself and I have just realized, stay open. Maybe this means I need to go a little bit deeper spiritually. Maybe this means that there's something to come. And so when I woke up this morning just feeling like myself again, I just felt like, wow, I guess I was just supposed to be still. And being still for me is really tough. It's really tough. I don't do still very well, but I am proud of myself for just sticking with it and just knowing that sometimes the shallow waters are part of the plan, and I can write a new story. So what I loved about the card that I read is that I get to tell the uplifting, fanciful, magical story of the wonder of your own life, and I can watch it happen. So I free wrote this morning, and I also went through my spiritual books, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit in a minute. And I just started writing what I want for my life and what I want to see in the short term, because that is all that I have control over right now. And I can't worry about the long game. I just know that if I stay in my routine now, so that means I'm getting up in the morning, I'm doing my spiritual work, I'm going to the gym, and when I'm at the gym, no matter how hard it is, I'm staying in my rep, in my set, in that moment. I'm not worrying about what the results are going to look like, because the results will come if I stay consistent. So that means staying consistent with my diet. And if I have a cheat moment, who cares? I'm not worried about that today. I'm not trying to do a bodybuilding competition. So I have to get that perfectionism out of my mind. And, I deal with perfectionism on a deep level. But I've learned over the years that it's kind of a form of procrastination, being perfect. Like, just do it. Just do the action. So I'm working on that right now. I'm doing the action in the gym. I'm doing the action with how I'm eating, with my nutrition, and I'm doing the action with my spiritual work. I'm doing the action of a community that I'm in, and I'm doing the action at work. I am showing up and I'm giving it everything that I have. And I feel like that's all we can do. And if you're feeling flat like I've been feeling, it's okay. It's totally okay, but we don't have to stay there. And so this card that I pulled this morning just means so much to me, because I want to feel like I'm transforming. I know the laws of the universe are deliberate. I know that they're so powerful. I know that we can manifest anything. Words are so powerful. So like I said, I free wrote this morning, and I just really want to jump on a new vision board and get that going, because vision boards work really well for me. I know I've shared this in the past, but vision boards are fabulous. You can see exactly what you're envisioning. Look at it every day, multiple times a day, and you will attract it. That's just how the laws of the universe work. the last vision board that I created, I did one panel was for work, one panel was for like decor and home and things that like material things. And then on my right hand side were dreams. And even though the dream side hasn't really come true, like one of the biggest things on there for me was freedom. And from the moment I made the board to today, that's exactly what I've created. I've created so much freedom for myself, and I've created so much peace since the time that I created that board. And when I created that board, I was leaving a 7-year relationship with kids and dogs that we shared and a home that we built together. And it was a huge move for me, but I was not living my highest self. I was destroying myself regularly. And the only move that I could make is just to move out. So I did that. And in the process, what was keeping me sane was creating this vision board. So freedom was the one thing that I didn't have in that relationship. And so I feel like I got that back. And then on the work side was all my fitness goals and fitness modeling goals and building the platform that I built, the Ultimate Body Transformation Program. And also just building that fitness brand and just doing the deal in that department. And then the next one on there was podcast, and the next one on there was supplements and writing a book about fitness supplements. And so I started that book. That's something I still need to finish, but I just have a love for vitamins and supplementation because there's just so many things that our bodies aren't getting from the regular American diet, and we need to fill in the gaps of what we're not getting through our diet alone to live at our highest level. So I really did a lot of research in the past and still do today. And so the part in my programming about supplementation for fitness, that is based on all my research and what I feel like really aids in maximizing your highest potential in active training. So there's that. I have gone off on so many tangents, you guys. So let's just transition over to some of the readings that I read today were so powerful. And I have this book called The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. And I decided to pick it up yesterday, and some of the readings in there, she's just a genius with words and with spiritual teachings. And I just absolutely adore this woman. And that's why I follow her so closely. And I've read so many of her books, and I make them part of my morning because her beliefs align with mine and I just get so much out of them. So I just want to read a couple things because this is what I love. Age only makes us smarter if we retain our bravery. Duh, that just goes along with ageless. But that I loved because we can get smarter with age if we're brave enough to live. And that's what that says to me. So continue to be brave. And we've gained so much knowledge about life. And then enlightenment is not a learning, but an unlearning, a letting go of all the fears we've gathered as we've walked the path of life. As taught in A Course in Miracles, miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. Purification is the process by which everything but love dissolves from our mind. As we drop the layers of fear and illusion that have hardened around our psyches, we are left with love, which we were endowed at our creation. That was brilliant to me. Absolutely brilliant. I loved the beginning. Enlightenment is not a learning, but an unlearning, a letting go of all the fears we've gathered as we've walked the path of life. And I think that's where that's what I've been feeling in the last couple months, is just this like low grade, fearful thinking. And I wasn't reaching any part of enlightenment. And I really felt this morning like I was letting go of that fear. You know, I had a really good conversation with Paul yesterday afternoon because we got into some stupid argument. I don't even remember what it was about. And it's just been triggered by how I've been feeling. Like I just really haven't loved living in my body at all. I haven't loved how anything has felt. And so it's just made me a little on edge, I guess. And we've been having these like lame arguments. But yesterday the dust settled and we had this really deep, really good conversation. And it just uncovered some things that needed to be uncovered, that rooted out some of the pain points. And I do know that miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. So if I want to have a loving mind, if I want to have forgiveness, then for myself and for others, I need to let go of the fear. Fear is always going to be the roadblock. Fear is always going to be my roadblock, always. And I've heard it time and time again. Face your fear, go towards the fear. If it scares you, then you really need to go towards it. There's so many different variations of saying walk towards the fear and do the thing that you're most afraid of. And the thing that I've been most afraid of is feeling like I had been feeling for the rest of my life. And I realized that we can write a new story at any moment. Each of us is programmed to develop a more magnificent life. And that is part of the gift of change. And here's the next part that I loved. Sometimes, therefore, the healing process involves our having to take a good look in the mirror before we can do anything else. The miracle is that I have a chance right here and now to choose again, to stand in the same spot where I've blown it before and do things another way. I can pray for help in becoming the person who handles this situation with ease and grace. God doesn't help us avoid our issues. He transforms our issues. In that sense, we're in the midst of a spiritual transformation. Things often seem to get worse before they get better. We usually have to look at what we hate about ourselves before we can see how much there is to love. There is a ring of fear around the light within us, through which the ego seeks to block our entrance into the heaven within. The ego is dispersed into nothingness when released into the hands of God. And that's what I wanted to read this morning, because all of that just really resonated with me as I woke up just feeling like a brand new person, and wanted to just go as deep as I possibly could. And that involves looking in the mirror. Just take a good look in the mirror. And I know that I don't have to feel this way forever. There's tweaks that can be made. I know that when I go to God first and I try to live in His will and not mine, things just really work out. They may not be exactly what I want, but they work out. I also loved how she wrote, He transforms our issues. So I'm not avoiding anything. I am becoming transformed. It's just like what I read earlier about purification. Miracles are everybody's right, but purification is required first. And so I feel like that's what I'm going through right now, is just purification. I want to swim in the deep waters. I want to go deep. I want things to be clear. I want the vision to be clear. I want love to prevail. I don't want to live in my ego, because I feel like fear and ego are one, and it blocks, like Marianne Williamson says, it'll block our entrance into the heaven within. That's so beautiful to even think about, the heaven within. And I feel like that is the language of love. Heaven is the language of love, in my opinion. And if we do a genuine self-examination, we can get past that fear that's blocking what's real. And fear is just an illusionary self. And once it'll disappear, that darkness will disappear the moment it's exposed to light. And that's really what I wanted to bring to this podcast today is turning point, starting over, uprooting fear, uprooting the things that could possibly be blocking you from living your highest and best self. I really wanted to share what I've been up to, and I'm just so excited about the Ultimate Body Transformation programs being available again, and I will absolutely let everybody know when those go live and when they're available. And I just want to thank you today for joining and for being a part of my journey. It really has been a journey on so many levels. And I feel like the process of transformation and the journey to enlightenment go hand in hand. And it's always evolving, and it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ageless. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Tune in next week for a new episode.